guys, it's me again, and I'm sure you are wondering where we are and what I'm wearing. So there's been a few things I've been putting off this week, one being re-dyeing my hair and the other being filming this video. So I decided to go ahead and just combine the two. So for this week's video, I am doing the anti-TBR tag. I know I pretty much just did a TBR, but I felt like, you know, if I want to be that basic booktuber, I need to go ahead and get this one in fairly quickly. So that's what we're doing this week. And in case you're wondering, I use Manic Panic Enchanted Forest for my hair, and I just put it on top of my natural brown and it creates a really nice dark green. So I poorly sectioned off my hair and I'm going to get into the questions. Okay, so the first question is popular book everyone loves that you have no interest in. So this one's a bit interesting for me because if you had asked me this while I was in like high school, I would have said like Harry Potter. But I feel like now people's feelings on those books are changing fairly rapidly. So I'm not gonna say that. I think for this one, I'm gonna go with A Court of Thorns and Roses, just because although I do like fairies and all that, I don't know. I just don't really have any interest in reading those right now. But I know they have a pretty big like following behind them, and there are a lot of people that absolutely love those books. The next question is a classic book that you have no interest in reading. I feel like this one's tough because I do like a fair bit of classic books. And the ones that I don't like, I've kind of already read. So this is a tough one. I feel like for this one, I'm going to go with either like Jane Eyre or Pride and Prejudice. Just because, I don't know. I don't think they'd be bad books. I just have no interest in reading them right now. I feel like this tag's hard because there are some books where I'm like, no, I don't want to read that. And then I hear more people talk about it and I'm like, well, maybe I do just to see. So I never really say never to a book. I guess this is just more in the sense of right now, it's not going to be making it onto my TBR anytime soon, I guess. So next question is a problematic author whose books you have no interest in reading. So for this one, I'm going to say Harry Potter. I think we're all aware at this point of J.K. Rowling's problematic tweets against the trans community, along with the rest of her problematic past. But yeah, growing up, I watched all the Harry Potter movies, and I have this weird thing where if I watch the movie first, for some reason, like, it makes reading the book after really difficult. So, kind of after I watched the movies, I was like, well, I guess I'm not reading those. Then as I got older, I still liked the movies, but I still didn't really have any desire to read the books. And after all that stuff came out, I'm like, yeah, that's going to be a hard no for me. And as you can see, I already got dye on my forehead. I love that for me. I'm a very messy hair dyer. It's pretty bad, actually. Question 4. author you read a couple books from that you decided wasn't for you. So I feel like the only authors I've read multiple books of are authors where I'm reading like a series. Of course, there's been series I don't like and all that. But I feel like it's a bit of a cop-out just based off one series to say that author isn't for you. Because I mean, I read quite a bit of Veronica Roth books. I read Divergent. I read her duology she came out with after. Then I'm planning on reading this new series she's coming out. Well, she would have just come out with. And I feel like for hers, I've enjoyed most of her work, especially her latest work with the Carve the Mark duology. So for her, I can definitely say this wouldn't be her, but that's the only author I've read multiple books of outside of like a series. But a series that I didn't like, there has been quite a few. The author of the Match series, I think her name is Ali Condi, something like that. I'll put it up on the screen. But I did not like that series, so I probably wouldn't read any of her books going further. Also, The Uglies by Scott Westerfield. I don't think I'll probably be reading any more of his books after that, just because I wasn't a fan of that series. But yeah, I'd say those two for that one. Question 5. Genre you have no interest in or just couldn't get into. So like I said in my BookTube newbie tag, I'll give pretty much anything a chance. Like I don't know. I think there are some genres that I don't favor particularly, but I feel like there are some books within those genres that I really do like, which makes it a bit hard to categorize this one. I think I'm just gonna go with a really niche, like almost like a subgenre. I guess I've just read a lot of these books this year. For this one, I'm gonna say like YA dystopia, but in the dystopia, they focus on like a plague of some sort. Like, you know what I'm talking about. Like, it used to be like a huge like trope, like every book had some sort of plague that needed, I just rubbed green all on my forehead there. Wow. What a mess. Anyways, yeah, for a while it was a really big trope to have YA dystopia, but there's this plague that they gotta find the cure for. I mean, Maze Runner did it, Match did it, the Lunar Chronicles did it. Who else did it? There's so many. Legend did it. Like, I don't know. There's just so many that had some sort of plague in it. And I don't know. I just haven't really been a big fan of those books. So, yeah. Just gonna go with a really niche subgenre, I guess, for that one. Number 6, a book you bought that you will never read. So I know you guys are used to seeing my really tiny bookshelf in the back of my videos, but I actually have quite a few books back at my mom's house. And there I have quite a few books that I will probably never read just because, well, I'll tell you what I did. So I would go to the book fair in like high school and elementary school all the time, and I would buy way more books than I needed. But I was a kid, so I thought I had the money to burn. It'd be buy one, get one free, so I'd be like, I'm saving by buying this many books. In reality, I was just buying a lot of books just to buy a lot of books, not really buying books that I wanted to read. So now I just have a bunch of books that I'm never going to read, that I'm probably going to start unhauling when I get the chance when I get back home again. But yeah, I think one that stands out among those is actually one I didn't get from the book fair. It's one I had asked for Christmas because all my friends had read it. So I wanted to have it too. And I remember I didn't even really know what it was about. I just saw all my friends had it and had read it and I liked it. And so I'm like, all right, I'll get it. And that's Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. And yeah, once I got it, I think I remember like reading it and being like, oh, I'm not really interested in this. Why did I ask for this? So that's just kind of sat on my shelf since. My dyeing style is real messy. And y'all can come for me in the comments, but like, this is just how I do it. And you know what? I haven't had too many issues thus far, so why not keep pushing our luck, you know? I think I'm going to use up the rest of this. Just make sure I got everything covered, because I hate having brown spots in my hair. Really irks me. Okay, look at my gloves right now. Question 7. Series you have no interest in or DNF'd. Oh my gosh, when did I do that? DNF'd. So for this one, I'm gonna go with a series that I DNF'd. If you're an OG, you may remember me talking about this and ranking all the series that I've read. But I did DNF the Twilight series by Stephanie Meyer. I DNF'd that on Eclipse. I was about a quarter or maybe a third of the way through. And to be honest, with the other two books that I read, I had skipped some chapters in it. Because I was like between the ages of like 10 and 12. And I was all like, this is boring. I'm going to skip ahead to a more interesting part. And I did. So I didn't really fully read the other two either. It's just, yeah, those books never really got my attention like other ones did. So yeah, I did end up DNFing those. And then our last question is new release that you have no interest in. So for this one, I think I'm gonna go with, because I don't really keep, okay, that's a lie. Sometimes when it pops up on my Goodreads, like new releases this week, I'll open it up just to see what there is. But most of the time, I don't really keep up with new releases. So the only thing I can think of for this one is something I've seen other booktubers talking about. I'm pretty sure it came out like beginning of this year. But yeah, at this moment in time, I don't really have any interest in reading Honey Girl. I can't remember who it's by, but I'll put it up here somewhere. But yeah, I'm just not big into the contemporary genre. And so yeah, I've heard a couple people talk about it now. And just when I hear about it, nothing about it really tickles my fancy, I guess you could say. So yeah, that would be a new release that I don't really have any interest in reading as of right now. So I have my hair covered. I shouldn't touch that. I took off my gloves and look, already green. So my hair is pretty covered. I'm gonna go ahead and put this bag on so I don't dye everything in my apartment green while I wait. And then I will show you guys the end results, since I did decide to dye my hair and film at the same time. So I will be back here here in a little bit. As you can see, it looks like I've been choked by a goblin. I have some green here. My hands look really bad. Let's see what we have going on up here. So most of the green I rubbed on my forehead on accident is faded, at least. And then the rest of this, we'll just have to wait and see what it looks like when it dries. So I will update you then. So my hair is semi-dry now. You can kind of see here how it turned out. Alright guys, so if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of my videos, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you're able, go support your local bookstore. Alright guys, I'll see you next week. Bye bye!